Hey guys, this video is part 2 of blockchain peer-to-peer network. So in last video we explained centralized system, distributed system, and peer-to-peer system in a very high level. In this video we will study on peer-to-peer network advantage and how blockchain nodes work and why blockchain is an immutable ledger. So it's a common sense that learning by doing is a very efficient way to learning new things. So in this video series, eventually I will present you how to build a simple blockchain. Before we are able to build one by ourselves, let's check how people build a blockchain and why they use it. So in what is the blockchain video, I mentioned that blockchain was proposed in 1991, but there weren't any famous application use blockchain until Satoshi Nakamoto used blockchain for Bitcoin. So why does Bitcoin use blockchain? Let's check blockchain white paper here directly. So we can see this. To solve this, we proposed a peer-to-peer network using proof of work to record a public history of transactions that quickly becomes computationally impractical for an attacker to change if honest nodes control a majority of CPU power. This sentence is very long, and this sentence basically is a definition of blockchain. For now, we don't need to under it 100%. Let's focus on blockchain part, on the network part. So here is that to solve this, to solve what? Double spending. And how to solve? By using peer-to-peer network, and this network is using proof of work. What is double spending? What is proof of work? Let's get to them step by step. So now we just need to remember blockchain is a peer-to-peer network using proof of work. And what does a P2P network look like? We talk about this definition in last video. Peer-to-peer network consists of nodes. These nodes share data, and all the communication in the network is done without any central administration or server. And all nodes have equal power, and all nodes can perform the same task. So this most important feature of P2P network, no center, no server, we can call it decentralization. And what is the advantage of decentralization? So every node can support peer-to-peer network by sharing resource, right? So as more nodes arrive in the peer-to-peer network, actually more secure this network is. Why? Because the likelihood of failure will decrease along with the growth of peers in this peer-to-peer network. If let's say if one peer falls, what about the system? What will happen to the system? The system will still survive because all the other peers are still properly functioning, and they're communicating, still providing resource data to the network. If one node goes offline, there is still another available node with copy of information. So high reliability and fault tolerance are the major advantages of peer-to-peer network. And so more nodes, more secure, and we can check the most famous application of blockchain, which is Bitcoin. So we can find here Bitcoin blockchain. It right now this is a real-time info. Right now it has 15,000 nodes online. So we know two nodes can form our peer-to-peer network. So 15 is a big number. 15,000 is really a lot of nodes. So we can see how Bitcoin community prospers. And now we are clear that peer-to-peer network consists of nodes, and these nodes share data. So what data is shared in blockchain? In blockchain peer-to-peer network, they share, we introduced before, blockchains are blocks linked into a chain using hashes we mentioned before, and this chain is the data shared in blockchain network. Every block has some transaction records saved inside, and this makes blockchain a ledger, right? So is this ledger saved in every node? Is this blockchain saved in every node? Not necessary. Actually, different nodes might save different information, and this is a very common situation in peer-to-peer network. For example, we can see the most popular peer-to-peer software, BitTorrent and uTorrent. So they're used to downloading large files like movies. Let's say there are 1,000 in uTorrent, 1,000 node, and 100 of them like movie Star Wars, and then so they have this movie on their computer, right? So, but the other 900 don't have it. If a new join node wants this movie, what will happen? As long as there are 100 user, 100 node have it, so this new node can get it easily. So it's same with blockchain. Some nodes have saved the full blockchain, some don't. So what are the roles of blockchain nodes? So the main job of these nodes in blockchain network includes broadcast, validate, process, and store transactions. All these transactions are saved in blocks we mentioned before. Blocks are a collection of valid transactions. So different type of nodes have different duty. So which type is doing broadcast, which is doing validate? Let's check. Actually, the truth is there are three types of nodes in blockchain: full nodes, light nodes, and mining nodes. A user can decide what node they want to be, like what kind of responsibility he wants to take. When he joins the blockchain, he can decide that. So full node and light nodes, they share similar responsibility. They hold and further secure data on the blockchain network. Mining nodes are associated with the creation of new blocks to blockchain, which is mining. So peer-to-peer network gives user great control over their information, right? Because everyone has the data. So because the data is saved in every node, and blockchain we say is a ledger, and you might hear it before. It's an immutable ledger, and apparently we don't want anyone change our ledger. A ledger should be something unchangeable, like this stone ledger people used to use. And we said blockchain is an immutable ledger, and how this immutability maintained. Let's go back to its definition. And we can see here it's achieved by proof of work. Proof of work makes blockchain immutable and transparent to every node. This work is done by mining node, and or we can call these mining node miners. The role of these miners is to complete an action such as finding a nonce that satisfy for current network difficulty. And we will talk about the detail of proof of work and mining in a separate video. So here is a comparison of roles of different nodes in blockchain. Miners just need to mining new blocks, but it's a heavy duty, actually takes a lot of time and electricity. And light nodes just save some basic info he needs, and full nodes holds the entire blockchain information. So by the way, this is a design of general blockchain. Different blockchain application might design their nodes a little bit different. So that's a part 2 of introduction of blockchain peer-to-peer network. I will make video explaining the roles of phone nodes, light nodes, and mining nodes in detail, and how they who's doing broadcast, who's doing validate, and how is what's the process of the peer discovery, how they discover each other. And that's it. Thank you for watching. See you in next video.